Hi, I'm Aurora. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. You know that feeling when you're invisible in your own home? That was me for 22 years. The forgotten middle child between my genius older brother Marcus and my miracle baby, little sister Lily. But being forgotten for my college graduation? That was the final straw. Let me back up a bit. Growing up in the Evans household meant one thing. You either stood out or you didn't exist. My brother Marcus was the golden child. Straight A's, football captain, early admission to Princeton. My sister Lily came 10 years after me, when my mom was told she couldn't have more children. The miracle baby. And then there was me, average grades. No exceptional talents, just existing. Mom and Dad never missed Marcus's games or Lily's dance recitals. But my art shows? My debate competitions? Those were always met with, "Sorry, honey, something came up at work." My best friend Elena saw it all. We were sitting in our favorite coffee shop the week before graduation when she asked, "Have your parents confirmed they're coming yet?" I stirred my latte slowly. Mom said they wouldn't miss it for the world, but... But you don't believe her, Elena finished. They've said that before. Last month, they promised to come to my senior art exhibition, then bailed last minute because Lily had a cold. Elena reached across the table and squeezed my hand. They'll come this time. It's graduation, Aurora. No parent misses their kid's college graduation. I wanted to believe her, I really did. The next day, I called Mom to confirm the details. Mom, just checking you guys have the graduation info, right? It's next Friday at 2 p.m., Thompson Hall. Of course, sweetie. We've had it on the calendar for months, Mom chirped. Dad's taking the whole day off, and we're bringing Lily and Marcus, too. Really? Marcus is coming from New York? I was surprised, but pleased. He wouldn't miss his little sister's big day. We're all so proud of you, Aurora. That should have been my first clue. They were never so proud of me, but I wanted to believe it so badly. The night before graduation, I called home one last time. Just a reminder about tomorrow, Mom. The ceremony starts at 2, but graduates need to arrive by noon. Yes, honey, I know. We'll be there with bells on. The morning of graduation, I was nervous but excited. 4 years of hard work were about to pay off. I put on my dress, arranged my cap, and headed to campus. Noon came, then 1 p.m. I kept checking my phone. Nothing. They'll be here, Elena assured me as she helped adjust my gown. She was graduating too, but her family had already arrived. All 12 of them, including cousins from 3 states away. They promised they'd be on time, I said, checking my phone again. I even made Dad set a reminder on his phone. Traffic might be bad, Elena suggested, but I could hear the doubt in her voice. Or they just don't care enough to remember, I muttered. At 1:30, I finally got a text from Mom. Sorry, honey, completely forgot about your thing today. Marcus surprised us with a visit and brought his new girlfriend. Having a family lunch now. Get someone to take pictures for us. Love you. I stared at my phone, feeling like I'd been punched in the stomach. Aurora, what is it? Elena asked. I showed her the text. Her face went from confusion to disbelief to rage. Your brother surprised them? But you said he was supposed to come to your graduation. Apparently not, I said, my voice hollow. They forgot. They actually forgot. Call them, Elena urged. Tell them to get here now. I did. Dad answered, the sounds of laughter in the background. Dad? Where are you guys? The ceremony starts in 20 minutes. Oh, Aurora. Sorry, kiddo. Marcus showed up unannounced with Catherine. You know, the girl he's been dating? The one whose father owns half of Manhattan? We're at Rossetti's having lunch. Dad, it's my college graduation today. Mom said you guys were coming. There was a pause. Today? Are you sure? Yes, Dad. I've reminded you guys multiple times. I called last night. Honey, I think there's been a mix-up. Your mom didn't mention anything this morning. I could hear Mom in the background asking what was going on. It's Aurora, Dad said, muffled. Says her graduation is today. Then Mom's voice, not quite covered by a hand over the phone. Today? I thought it was next week. Tell her we'll make it up to her, my brother Marcus added. We can do dinner tomorrow. I hung up. I couldn't breathe. 22 years of being an afterthought, and this was how it ended. Elena hugged me tight. I'm so sorry, Aurora. It's fine, I said mechanically. Let's just get through this. I walked across that stage with no one cheering for me except Elena's family. I smiled for photos I knew would never be framed in my parents' house, and I made a decision right there in my cap and gown. I was done being forgotten. That night, instead of going home, I went to my Aunt Lydia's house. She's my mom's sister, but they haven't spoken in years. Mom calls her the family disappointment because she divorced her husband and started her own business instead of having kids. When I told her what happened, she wasn't surprised. Your mother has always been selfish, Aurora. I love her. She's my sister, but she only sees what she wants to see. I don't want to go back there, I said. I can't do it anymore. Aunt Lydia poured us both a glass of wine. Then don't. What? Don't go back. Stay here with me. Figure out your next steps. They'd never let me just leave? She laughed. Honey, they forgot you existed today. I don't think they'd notice if you disappeared. Something clicked in that moment. What if I did? Disappear, I mean. What are you thinking? I'm thinking it's time I stopped waiting for them to see me. The next morning, Mom finally called. I let it go to voicemail. Aurora, honey, we are so sorry about yesterday. There was a miscommunication. We want to take you out tonight to celebrate. Call me back. I texted back. Can't tonight. Maybe next week. She replied immediately. Don't be like that, sweetie. We made a mistake. Family forgives. That was rich, coming from her. Family forgives, unless you're Aunt Lydia, who chose herself over a cheating husband. I spent the next week planning. Aunt Lydia helped me set up a new bank account they couldn't access. I applied for jobs in Chicago, far from Boston, where we lived. Are you sure about this? Aunt Lydia asked one night. I've never been more sure of anything. They've had 22 years to show me I matter. I'm not giving them year 23. 2 weeks after graduation, I got a job offer from a marketing firm in Chicago. I accepted immediately. You're really doing this? Elena asked when I told her. I have to, for me. What will you tell your parents? Nothing, that's the point. The day before I was set to leave, Mom called again. Aurora, we haven't seen you in weeks. Your father and I are worried. Are you? That's new. Don't be dramatic. Come to dinner tonight. Marcus and Catherine are in town again. Of course they were. Sorry, I'm busy. With what? Life, Mom. My life. Aurora Evans, I am your mother. And I'm your daughter, the one whose graduation you forgot because your favorite child showed up. That's not fair. It was a mistake. No, Mom. A mistake is writing the wrong date on a calendar. You didn't even care enough to write it down at all. There was silence on the other end. Aurora, please, come to dinner. We'll talk about this. I almost wavered. Almost. I can't tonight. Fine, tomorrow then. I'll let you know. I hung up and finished packing. The next day I left for Chicago. I didn't say goodbye. I changed my phone number, deleted my social media, and started using my middle name, Jane, instead of Aurora. I legally changed my last name to my grandmother's maiden name, Phillips. Aurora Evans ceased to exist. Jane Phillips was born. 6 months passed. I was thriving in Chicago. I had a great job, a cute apartment, and was finally building a life where I was seen, where I mattered. My first week at the marketing firm, my boss Rachel actually noticed when I stayed late to finish a project. Jane, your work on the Henderson account is impressive, she told me the next morning. That kind of initiative doesn't go unnoticed here. I nearly cried on the spot. Thank you, I managed to say. I mean it, Rachel continued. You have real talent. I'm putting you on the Miller pitch next week. It was such a simple thing, being seen, being valued, but it felt revolutionary. Then one day, Elena called on the secret line only she and Aunt Lydia had. Your mom's been trying to find you, she said. I know, Aunt Lydia told me. She's called me like 20 times, Aurora. She's filed a missing persons report. I laughed bitterly. Funny how they finally notice me when I'm gone. They're worried sick, actually. Are they, or are they just embarrassed that their daughter disappeared and they can't explain why? Elena sighed. Maybe a bit of both. Your dad lost his job. That surprised me. What? Why? Company downsizing. And get this, Marcus's fancy girlfriend dumped him after her dad found out about some gambling debts. Marcus gambles? Apparently. Your mom had to bail him out. Twice. I shouldn't have felt satisfied hearing this, but I did. Karma works in mysterious ways. And Lily? I asked, despite myself. Struggling in school. Your mom's had to miss work to deal with teacher conferences. Things are falling apart over there, Aurora. Jane, I corrected. It's Jane now. Right. Jane. Sorry. A year passed, then 2. I got promoted. I met someone special. I was happy. On my 2nd anniversary of living in Chicago, I met David at a coffee shop. He spilled his coffee on my skirt, and instead of getting angry, I laughed. I've never seen someone laugh at having hot coffee spilled on them, he said, frantically handing me napkins. Life's too short to get upset about the little things, I replied. Can I at least buy you dinner to make up for it? He asked. That dinner turned into more dinners, which turned into a relationship unlike anything I'd ever known. David listened when I spoke. He remembered the little things. My favorite flower, how I take my coffee, the anniversary of my first day in Chicago. You're different from anyone I've ever met, Jane, he told me one night. You notice everything. You make people feel important. I know what it's like to be overlooked, I said simply. Aunt Lydia visited often, bringing updates I pretended not to care about. Your father's drinking has gotten worse since losing his job, she told me during one visit. Your mother had to get a second job. They lost the house. What about the Golden children? I asked. Marcus moved back home after his gambling put him in debt. Lily's failing most of her classes, acting out. Not so perfect anymore, are they? Aunt Lydia gave me a sad smile. No family is perfect, Jane. But what happened to you wasn't right. Mom called me last week, she added. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. Said they had to sell most of their furniture to cover Marcus's latest debt. She kept saying, Where did I go wrong? When did everything fall apart? Did you tell her? I asked. Tell her what? That it started falling apart the moment they decided I wasn't worth remembering. 3 years after I disappeared, Aunt Lydia called with news that actually hurt. Your mom reached out to me, she said. First time in 15 years. Why? She found out I've been in touch with you. She begged me to tell her where you are. You didn't, right? Of course not. I respect your choices. But Jane? She's not well. The stress of everything, losing you, your father's drinking, the financial problems. It's taken a toll. Something twisted in my chest. What do you mean, not well? She had a minor heart attack last week. I sat down hard. Is she okay? She'll recover, but she keeps asking for you. No, I said firmly. I'm not going back. I'm not saying you should, I'm just letting you know. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Mom asking for me. After a lifetime of being forgotten, I was suddenly unforgettable. The irony wasn't lost on me. The next morning, I called Elena. I need a favor, I said. Anything. Send my mother a letter for me. I wrote a letter, not of forgiveness, but of closure. I told her I was alive and well. I told her I had built a life where I was valued. I told her I wasn't coming back, and that she should stop looking. I signed it, formerly Aurora. A week later, Elena called. I gave her the letter, she said. She read it right in front of me, then broke down crying. What did she say? She asked if I knew where you were. I said no. Then she said something that surprised me. She said, Tell her she was right to leave. She said that? Yes, she said, We failed her, I failed her. I didn't know what to feel. Part of me wanted to scream, Yes, you did. Another part wanted to ask if she was really okay. I chose neither. Thanks for telling me, I said. 5 years have passed now since I became Jane Phillips. I'm engaged to David. I'm a creative director at my company. I'm happy. Last month, I received a package from Aunt Lydia. Inside was a newspaper clipping about my father's death, liver failure after years of alcoholism, and a note from my mother. I know you won't come to the funeral, it read. I don't blame you. I just wanted you to know. Your brother Marcus is in rehab again. Lily dropped out of high school. Everything fell apart after you left. Not because you left, but because losing you forced us to see ourselves clearly for the first time. I'm sorry we never saw you until you were gone. Be happy, wherever you are. I didn't cry. I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. My fiancé found me staring at the letter later that night. Are you okay? He asked. Yes, I said, and meant it. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I never went back to Boston. I never saw my mother or siblings again. The family that forgot me was finally just a memory, one that no longer had the power to hurt me. And that's my story. Not of forgiveness, but of freedom. Sometimes the best revenge isn't making others suffer. It's refusing to suffer any more yourself. So, after hearing my story, what would you do if your family forgot something incredibly important to you? Would you confront them directly? Give them another chance? Or would you walk away like I did? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.